got ourselves Team of Blue with Dark Core Kron as an elemental shaman. Ran Keddom on that same team as a Beastmaster Hunter by the looks of it. He does have a what looks like a spirit pet. So we'll see how well Beastmaster works. We got Christina on that Feral. We got my other Shadow Priest on the other Shadow Priest. And Nyxros on, I want to say Frost Death Knight by the looks of it. What's the Team Red of Russians? We got ourselves Bezzy in here. We got Illidanid. We got ourselves Medics. We got ourselves Rutan. What is it? Rutan? Real. Retan. Real. Retan? We got Retan. We got ourselves Sick True Shot. Oh my goodness. I cannot. We got Riti, yo, my man Riti already getting blasted down by Nyxros, so forcing a bubble. Riti, that's as close as I can get your name, man. We gotta call you Riti. My man Richie, still super low after that bubble. He feels like, you know what, I got Shield of Vengeance. Second, we got it down to the science. I got plenty of health to survive. I got a big old bike for Nyxros, big Shield of Vengeance, but Nyxros does bail away. Richie go for the toe, trick it, but it's way too late. Too low on health. Looks like Nyxros has plenty of damage to take him down. With it's gonna be Medics up next. And what is this other Paladin's name? Seek to run. Chokes. Oh, it's Chokes. Okay, I can remember him. Nyxros popping down the Death Pact while getting barraged by the Demon Hunter from above, which is going to be pretty bad for him health-wise. No way to recover health for a bit. Does have AMS and IBF available at this point. AMS available for some of the damage from Medics, who is portion physical damage, though. As he's trying to avoid Nyxros, there goes that shield of, there goes that AMS down for a little bit. Nyxros playing with Lichborn, so that's going to be a 30% damage reduction. Needs to go for a lot of self-heals versus Medics if he wants to recover. Short stun onto Medics, not forcing out Trinket, doing quite a bit of damage though to Medics though. What is this damage coming out of nowhere? Medics is going to try to see if he can catch up on health. Does get the I-beam interrupted, not as much haste, but Nyxros is still going to go down with a big dress out of Medics. Just take a Nyxros out of the game. Nyxros plays a pretty good game versus Riti, but against Medics, it is a Demon Hunter. Lots of self-heals, lots of sustain. A big bike at Medics now as he's already recovering health quite heavily versus Christina. Look at the health. It's almost like he's trying to health swap with Christina, man. He's trying to void shift with an enemy here. Recover health while taking down enemy's health. Gonna be a short stun to Christina. She gets out of it immediately. Has torch for a second. The torch gonna be down. Medics actually still staying sustainable with health. Not too many bleeds. Not too much damage. Christina trying to get a leap on top of Medics. Couldn't happen. Medics jumping down in prison onto Christina. Big dress to fall right after by one or the other. It looks like it might have been Medics' dressed. As Christina's gonna bail out of there. Did they get a root into Medics? He did get a rune to Medics. Christina might be able to recover quite a bit of health. Medics no longer with that full metamorphosis. Still could be quite a bit of defenses available for him as he doesn't fly up, and a blur available. Fly up is a defensive either way you slice it. And it looks like Christina didn't get too many bleeds onto Medics in the opener here. Is going to recover a little bit of health, try to go for a big old re-stealth. Is that going to be Medics getting him out of stealth? He is. No, actually, somehow that Blade Dance didn't get the Feral out of stealth. That's going to be a trick for Medics. Saved it until this moment. Thorns are up by Christina. Does Medic get to dispel those thorns? It looks like he isn't unable to. And Christina, perfect opportunity for you to get in combat with Medics, to get engaged there in the combat, building CP, man. Bash onto Medics. Big bite to follow. Medics does have IB that gives him Metamorphosis for a little bit. Try to see if he can dispel off a spell from Christina. Dispelled something, not thorns though. It looks like he might be going down to just the bleeds. Christina does have enough damage there. Just the sustainability of a Pharaoh versus a Demon Hunter is just so much higher on general, and Chokes is going to be up next. Again, I don't seek to run Chokes. That's the only part I can read is Chokes at the end. Letter H, letter O, letter Ch, letter O, letter K, letter S in Russian. So I'm going to give him nickname Chokes, but you know what? Maybe he'll choke. Maybe the enemy chokes. You never know. Maybe this guy is that piece of popcorn that sits like in the back of your throat making you choke, you know, making you uncomfortable. We'll see if Christina will feel like they got some popcorn in the back of the throat. You know what I mean? That sounded wrong. But it's going to be Chokes versus Christina. Christina's taking their sweet time as a Pharaoh leaping in with a big old opener. So it's really going to be down to how does Chokes respond. Shield of Vengeance is up after the bike. That's going to be Hand of Freedom for that Ruse. Trying to see if he can catch up to Christina. The mobility of a Pharaoh is, of a Druid, and generally is unrivaled. Tricky for Christina on that Hodge. Does have Thorns. That's not great for the Shield of Vengeance. As Chokes could maybe line up wings with it. Will have the Shield of Vengeance dispelled with the dots from a distance. Still has quite a bit of damage to send to Christina, though, without wings by the looks of it. I don't think this man plays wings at all. But the judgment he throws out do quite a bit of number, though. Either way, man. Why do we have Dalaran merch? Do we want Dalaran merch? Is that the next step in the YouTube career? Because I haven't had merch ever. I'll think about it. After this duel, I'll ask you boys again. Ooh, the bike. Oh, wait, he actually got the animation to go across while stunned. That's hilarious. It looks funny. It looks hilarious. It's almost like he got stunned and he just lost control of the bike. Gonna be wings available for Chokes right now, though. Hodge to Christina. Big damage. Christina's actually gonna melt it. Wall coming down for Christina. Is that wall gonna be enough bachelor to Chokes? And he's gonna get a chicken out of it. Trying to finish off Christina right now. Is he able to? NASCAR up and running. Does get a short slow into Christina. Thorns are available. Shield of Vengeance not out for Chokes. Could be bad position for the Paladin as well as Christina. Starting to recover. Bubble available for Chokes. Does he finish it out while Bubble is up, or does he have to stand there and cast the health to full? Christina's hoping he stops and just start flashlighting himself. When Christina goes exactly the same with Rugos, is that Hodge available but Chokes any moment right now, though. Christina might, caught it up. Perfect restyle. This is exactly what Christina needed, I think, for this duel. As Chokes is going to get himself quite a bit of recovery, and we'll have to look for Christina, as they are going to go for recovery themselves as well. Shield of Vengeance down, Bop available, if anything. It's kind of crazy, though, honestly. Kinda crazy so far with this duel and how close it has gotten. Chokes seeing Christina for a second, try to see if he can catch him. 3 stealth coming up for Christina immediately. Actually recovered quite a lot of health without renew, so this is interesting. It's gonna be a big old bike by Christina. Chokes, does he have a second set of wings? He's trying to get some damage rolling to Christina. Well, they got Berserk, but looks like a lot of that damage. The sustain is just not enough. Next kick that Christina can get off of a heal, that might be huge. I think it looks like Christina missed a kick. That's what Chokes is healing right through it. Only 10% dampening, so it's quite a lot of heals. It looks like both of them are a bit of a stance. So Christina just trying to refresh their dots, doing a little bit more damage than Chokes, but Chokes being a Paladin, wings damage is where most of your damage is available. Christina is just healing with regrowth through all majority of the damage from the Paladin. Tricky coming up for Christina as they predict the wings. That's going to be a bop on the Chokes. No more defenses, and gets rooted from a distance, having to pop Hand of Freedom. Going to be not even a reset for Christina, just kind of bailed out of there in mid-cast of Chokes. Looking to catch himself another reset. Looks like Chokes is completely out of option. If he has another set of wings, maybe with Shield of Vengeance, he might be able to make some big damage happen here. Thorns available for Christina. If he's able to hodge Christina before Christina pops a wall, get that Shield of Vengeance with the wings to pop into Christina with some burst, that might be enough to get the big one-shot to happen. But looks like Christina is going to reset, get himself a reset on that rake, big dress onto Chokes. That's still going to be lots of damage. Maybe available for Chokes. Try to go for wings. Hodge to Christina. No chicken available. No pre-wall. Trying to make it happen. Wall's going to meet him as Christina meets about 40% health or so. Trying to get some big bites at Chokes. No kicks available, which might be perfect for this Paladin to survive. Christina gets him bashed, but at high health, so not enough damage to really continue into maim right after. And goes for regrowth to self-heal themselves. Chokes might not be completely out of this fight, actually. Might actually not be out of this fight at all. Christina somehow running in front of him. I think he was kind of expect for Chokes to kind of run on the platform or something. Thorns is up. Chokes has no Shield of Vengeance for this. Just gonna try to get a juke out of Christina and maybe get a flashlight or two. 19% dampen. You gotta make this harder. Chokes actually surviving quite a surprising amount. Gonna be a Hodge to Christina. No more Thorns. Wings are up. Chokes might just have it right here. Does he take down Christina? He does. He played it to the very end. Coming back, man. Making a bit of a comeback compared to the last time he participated. Keddom is going to be up next. Keddom is going to try to get a stun on to Chokes. The Paladin is still moving, trying not to get interrupted. The interrupt came out. He tried to juke it, but then as he's trying to get a juke out, he should have waited just a hair longer. Flash of lights available for Chokes. Does have Shield of Vengeance. That is going to be split between the Hunter and the Pet. It looks like Chokes is kind of just trying to get himself some resources rolling. Keddom has good line of sight of the Paladin, except right now. But as long as he can maintain good line of sight, he actually will do quite a bit of damage through the Pala. Trap set on one side, probably going to be a tar trap. I doubt it's a knockback, but it could be. And Keddom looking to poke at The Paladin Hodge coming out, going to be a pet heal of 25% dampening. And Chokes does not have the wings to combo this. Beaten or Keddom is going to have a much easier time with the Paladin stuns into a feign death for a second. Freeze and trap as wings come out. Just going to disengage out of the fight completely and get some ranged damage onto Chokes, who has not a lot of line of sight. He has the spiller on the left. Is he just going to stay out in the open for Keddom? This is the perfect opportunity. Got him some Bestial Wrath. Chokes trying to see if he can create line of sight. The pony is kind of knocking him off, and that's going to be knockback trap. No line of sight for a short moment. Perfect opportunity for Keddom to get some damage. Bubble coming out for Chokes, as I can't believe it's been 5 minutes. You know, he probably doesn't run double pony, so it's probably like a shorter bubble, like a 4.5 or something. 3.5 maybe? It's still a long bubble either way. But I don't remember exactly what it is. Keddom has a trap laid, and looks like Chokes knows there's a trap there. Does get wings, trying to get as much damage to Keddom. With Execute set, it's freezing trap, gonna stop him. Has a trinket. Maybe? Unless he's running relentless with the human racial, which could be him behind a little. This way, Hand of Freedom is going to be perfect. Looks like Keddom is super low in health, having to go for a little bit more line of sight than usual as more hammers are flying at him. This is where the Hunter is on the defensive, trying to get the kill commands rolling. This way, you want to do as much slows. Cannot slow the Paladin with the Hand of Freedom. Keddom might just have to turtle this. Acceleration is available. He's going to use it. Going to get him at least out of the execution range. And there goes that wings. Keddom does get himself a heal. Still, hammers are flying. Keddom could still be in a bad spot. Those hammers could do a ton of damage to you. I don't really know if he wants to be out in line of sight of those. He might need to get his pet pulled back. Maybe catch a camo if possible. And that looks like exactly what he's doing. As long as Chokes can keep the pet in combat, then he actually might be able to get Keddom in some sort of a little bit extra CC. Freeze the trap on the Hodge. Ooh, perfect for Keddom. Perfect freezing trap. He needed that because next Hodge was going to be really bad. Knockback trap for the Paladin. He is not deterred at all though, and Keddom is trying to min-max the range. I don't really know if a Beast Mastery has the sustainability at this point. I feel like you have to be playing like a gushing Beastmaster Hunter and go for like the big bleed frenzied playstyle. Does catch himself a camo. The pet stands a camo as well. Looks like it's going to be impossible for Chokes to catch him. As long as you keep the pet in combat, it'll be so much harder to catch a full-blown camo. So that's something that the Paladin and everybody else playing against Hunters, if you're expecting for them to go for a camo, just hit the pet. Just tag the pet. And for Chokes, it's actually not a bad idea. I mean, just get Crusader Strikes into the pet that generates resources. Knockback on the Chokes, doesn't go as far. Catches Keddom mid disengage, or mid disengage with a Hodge. Gonna be a trinket feign death into a freezing trap, and Chokes has Shield of Vengeance. Might be able to get some damage to Keddom. He's gonna have that damage split between him and the pet, and then goes the turtle shell. So it looks like this dampening is actually gonna go into very high dampening as the Paladin is just not letting the Team Blue whatsoever recover in any way. Bob coming out for Sec. Does the pet have the ability to dispel the Bob? I think it does, but it doesn't matter. Keddom does go down. A Sec does have enough damage. Take him down. My other Shadow Priest is up next. My other SP getting a stun onto Sec. Does have a human racial for it. There's going to be some VTs lined up. Sec doesn't have any health. Stifing is going to remove all the healing capability. That's going to be a big Void Eruption. That's going to be a game over. Even against a Shadow Priest, when you're this late into the game, with this high dampening and no cooldowns, there's not a lot you can really do. Illidanid is going to be up next for Team Red. I think he was trying to get a bit of a slow walk from my other SP. Big Dress is getting used into a Disperse for the SP. This is going to be pretty good. Fear onto Illidanid, trinkets out of it. Mind Control to fall, nope, does not land. That is going to be a stun by Illidanid. Trying to go for some Shadow Mends. Illidanid trying to dispel buffs from other SP, and there goes the Mind Control. I think other SP might have to get some dots onto Illidanid and just kite the Demon Hunter the whole time. Like, get the dots and then keep him at bay the whole time. Let the dots melt him. Let the Siphon do stuff. Mind Control while dots are running. Mind Control Seer with a Siphon. Searing completely does kill off the Siphon. And looks like my other SP doesn't have any more defenses for a bit. Illidanid is not going to recover much in health either at 50% dampening. Flying up in the air. My other SP does not have a defensive for this at all. I think he might just be down to those Fell Lances. It looks like the Fell Lances do get him down. And down he goes with a very, very dramatic death animation that we never get to see except for goblins. It's so good. There's gonna be Dark Orcon coming out, getting big zappers available for Illidanid with a Lightning Lasso right after. I think he is not DR'd. this is gonna be full damage as long as you can get some distance between you and Illidanid. It looks like Demon Hunter is trying to heal through dampening. Actually got himself in the Crucible Flame onto himself with a HOD. Did a little bit of healing. For 54% dampening, it's actually quite a solid amount of heals with all the Legion Demon Hunters passive will bring. X trying to come out onto Illidanid. He does Shadow Meld. The stun totem taking down the Shaman with a big old dress, and down it goes. Oh my goodness. Well, Sek came in with quite a bit of damage there, man. Illidanid came in, cleaned up crew with the 2 kills, but Sek did get himself 2 kills as well, quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit. Especially him versus Christina, dude. I mean, that was a hard one for a Pala. Normally, I think a Pala would lose that, but he just tried his best. He kept playing and kept playing, and you can see just how much damage of his is just all... Prince Vodka got you, my man. It's just how much of his damage is just sustained, and it's so burst heavy, not sustained enough, you know what I mean? That's Paladins for you. Oh, boys, we got a group here? All right, let's go another one.